Hi Year 12. So a new subject that is available to you for AS and A2 is environmental technology. Because it's not something that you've studied before, I'm just going to talk you briefly through the course here. So you can see that there are two units. The first unit is called the Earth's capacity to support human activity, and you will learn all the information about that and then do an exam at the end of the year. So you can see there that's worth half of your AS, and then that goes on to be worth 20% of your overall A level. Now Unit 2, you can see there it's called internal assessment. Unit 2 is basically coursework. So you do a project and you'll spend a good few months on that project, and that ends up being worth 50% of your AS as well, and then again 20% of your overall A level. So to summarise that, two units. One is a written exam, and the second one is a coursework project that you'll work on and then submit. Okay, so this slide here just shows you within that first unit, so the one that is examined at the end of the year, the different topics that you will learn about. So if you have a wee look through those, you'll see that AS is focusing a lot on the problems with using coal, oil and gas, the non-renewables, and then looking in detail at how the renewable energies work. So the energies that we look at are solar energy, wind energy and biomass energy. There's also a little bit on plastics. So the problem with our current use of plastics and how that may be developed for better use in the future. So here we've got information about that Unit 2, the coursework unit. So if you want to pause me and have a read through that, do so now. But basically my quick summary of what it is see that we third paragraph down, you'll do some research into wind, solar and biomass. Now by the stage you're doing this, you'll already have learnt that information in your Unit 1. But anyway, you do a wee research into it in your coursework, and then you have to apply that knowledge to a real life scenario. So it'll be something like a leisure centre wants to change their energy supply so that they have 80% of their energy coming from renewables. The exam board will give you information about this leisure centre, like they'll tell you what the weather's like throughout the year around it, what the land is like around it, if there is a big empty bit of land nearby that you maybe could use for solar or for wind or for biomass. And then you carry out a wee practical task, and you decide and recommend what renewable energy resources that you think this leisure centre should use. So the coursework's split into three parts. You can see down at the bottom there, the desktop research, which is really the knowledge that you've learnt in Unit 1, the practical investigation, and then your discussion and recommendations. So you recommending what you think this leisure centre, for example, should do. Okay, so on to A2, so Year 14. Very similar layout to AS. We've got the two units. Unit 1 is the written exam, and then Unit 2 is another coursework task or internal assessment. So let's have a wee look at what's involved in both of those. So again, pause, have a wee read through all those different topics that you will do within this unit. But basically, this unit is all about looking to the future and looking to see all the different methods that we can use to have, well, it's right there in the title, to have a more sustainable future. I forgot to say there on the last slide, the Unit 1 is worth 30% of your A2, and then Unit 2 is also worth 30% of your A2, because if you remember, 40% of that is already coming from the AS course. Okay, so the A2 coursework then. This one is a little bit different from the one in AS, and it's all about looking at an existing building and looking at this. If you see there, this talks about the code for sustainable homes. So looking at this code and then analysing the building and seeing what category it fits into, and then deciding what recommendations you would make to it, or what changes you would recommend to improve its rating in this code. So this one's actually quite similar to how a lot of engineers would end up working. So it's giving you a little taster of how your knowledge will be applied in real life if you do go on to work in this sort of industry. So why would you want to study environmental technology? Northern Ireland in particular has a lot of renewable industry. It really is a big area that's getting developed here. But in general, it is just a good area to have a bit of knowledge on, because it's where the future is going, okay? So if you want a little bit more detail, if you just look on SIA's website, I can give you the link to the environmental technology site, and there's more information on the subject there. Okay, thank you. Bye.